Okay, now you're
What
under
are you
arrest.
arresting me for? What?
For open alcohol. Man, don't pull away from me. Don't be silly.
What did
Don't
I
be
do?
silly. Open alcohol.
It's arrestable too.
Don't pull
For
away.
what?
Stop. Stop. Don't pull away. What is your birthday,
I'm
man?
not trying to call.
I understand. You've had a lot
August
to drink.
14th, 1993.
August 14th, 93.
But please don't
Well,
citate just because I'm the one person.
Please don't
working with
citate?
you.
Okay, what is your home address? Go ahead. And write your social security number down for me while you're at it.
I'm not trying to be a dick, and I'm sure you're not.
I'm not. Write your social security number down.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, you're not going to do that? Okay.
No, because you don't have legitimate.
I do have
reason.
legitimate.
Why would you need my security?
Because you have no ID on you and I have to identify who you are.
Look it up on your computer.
Okay, do me a favor, step back real quick.
On February 27, 2022, a Clearwater, Florida police officer initiated contact with a woman identified as Kelsey, citing an open container violation under Florida Statute Section 856.011. What began as a minor misdemeanor contact escalated to a custodial arrest within minutes, and the escalation reveals several constitutional fault lines. The first legal issue arises immediately. The officer requests date of birth, home address, and social security number as identifying information. Florida is not a stop and identify state. Unlike Nevada, where the Supreme Court in Hiibel versus 6th Judicial District upheld compelled identification during a lawful Terry stop, Florida has no equivalent statute obligating citizens to identify themselves outside of specific contexts, such as traffic stops, under Section 322.15. The demand for a social security number carries additional constitutional weight. The Privacy Act of 1974, Section 7, prohibits federal and state agencies from denying rights or benefits solely because an individual refuses to disclose their social security number, unless disclosure is specifically authorized by law. Demanding it as a prerequisite for a misdemeanor citation lacks statutory basis and implicates Fifth Amendment protections against compelled self-incrimination. The subject's refusal was legally grounded.
Oh,
Okay, now you're
what
under
are you
arrest.
arresting me for? What?
For open alcohol. Man, don't pull away from me. Don't be silly.
What did
Don't
I
be
do?
silly. Open alcohol.
It's arrestable too.
Don't pull
For
away.
what?
Stop. Stop. Don't pull away.
She knew. No, is she being smart?
She was being smart.
I was trying to look
Now we got Kelsey to take the citation.
It would have been a citation. However, she refuses to provide information necessary to identify herself. So,
Just listen.
The officer states that what would have been a citation became an arrest because the subject refused to provide identifying information necessary to issue that citation. This is the critical legal turning point. Under Florida law, a citation requires the subject's identifying information to be enforceable. Without it, the officer faces a practical impasse. However, the demand that created this impasse, the social security number, was not a lawful compulsory demand. An impasse constructed on a legally questionable foundation does not automatically justify a custodial arrest. Assuming the open container violation was observed and probable cause existed, the arrest itself is not per se unconstitutional. In Atwater versus City of Lago, Vista, decided in 2001, the Supreme Court held that a warrantless custodial arrest for a minor criminal offense, even a non-jailable traffic infraction, does not violate the Fourth Amendment, provided probable cause is present. The court acknowledged the result may be gratuitous and unpleasant, but found no categorical Fourth Amendment bar. However, constitutional permissibility is not the ceiling of analysis. The question is whether the arrest was the most appropriate response under the totality of circumstances. IACP and POST de-escalation standards direct officers to exhaust less restrictive enforcement options before proceeding to custodial arrest for minor misdemeanors. A name, date of birth, and verifiable address information the subject initially provided may have been sufficient for citation issuance, depending on agency policy. When the subject physically pulled away during handcuffing, a second legal exposure emerged. Under Florida Statute Section 843.02, resisting an officer without violence is a first-degree misdemeanor. Florida courts have interpreted this broadly. Even passive physical noncompliance can meet the statutory threshold, as held in State v. Espet and subsequent appellate decisions. The brief resistance observed here creates legal risk for the subject, regardless of whether the underlying arrest was justified. The subject's verbal protests throughout the encounter are legally distinct from her physical noncompliance. In City of Houston v. Hill, decided in 1987, the Supreme Court held that the First Amendment protects speech that challenges or criticizes police action. An officer may not arrest or escalate an encounter solely because a subject's speech is provocative, profane, or confrontational. The officer here correctly declined to escalate based on verbal criticism alone. This is a point of legal compliance worth noting. The subject also accurately identified a jurisdictional distinction. Treasure Island permits alcohol consumption on its beaches. Clearwater does not, under its municipal ordinance, consistent with Florida Statute Section 856.011. This awareness does not constitute a legal defense. Knowledge of the law does not exempt one from its application. However, it reflects that the subject understood the regulatory environment and raises a question of whether the enforcement action in this specific context was proportionate. On use of force, the physical control techniques observed, soft, empty hand control, handcuffing, and transport, fall within the lower range of the use of force continuum. Under Graham v. Connor, decided in 1989, force is evaluated for objective reasonableness from the perspective of a reasonable officer on scene, accounting for the severity of the offense, the degree of threat, and the level of resistance. Given a second-degree misdemeanor and limited resistance, the force applied appears proportionate and within policy parameters.
Oof. Go ahead and have a seat, ma'am. No, she's good.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's not real high.
I'm literally here just to help my friends to have a good time. I'm not trying to cause you guys problems. There are so many people out here that are causing problems.
I know, ma'am.
Then why are you arresting me?
Well, I'm not going
Out of all the people.
Yes, ma'am. I am not here to debate anything with you, and I refuse to do so. The fact
You're just looking for a number then.
For a number? No, ma'am.
Yes. I've literally tried to give you guys all the information, help you out.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
And when you realize that I'm wearing a body camera here, and you'll be able to look back.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't care.
All right.
I did nothing wrong.
I understand, ma'am.
I don't know why you're writing me a citation just because I was...
You're going to jail.
Why are you writing me to jail? I'll give you my security number if that's all you need.
I'm sorry, which tower? 11. Yes,
Come on, ma'am. I'm going to put you in a cruiser.
dark gray aftermarket rims.
It's the other side.
Going out of Texas. 417 myself and 204 going to head down the court.
Wait, Mama, can we dress her real quick?
You can literally say that...
If you want to put clothes on her, yeah, that's fine.
You can literally say that
Kelsey?
this is not needed.
Kelsey, do you want us to put clothes on you?
Yes.
All right, come on.
This is absolutely
You
needed.
can literally say that this is not necessary.
Okay.
Why are you doing this?
I have 584.
Why
You
are you
might have to
doing this?
Can you unhandcuff
I'm not
her?
handcuffed.
Okay.
Oh, well.
So let's put shorts on her at least.
over your head.
All right, and then sit down and
Why are you
Huh?
doing
Go
this?
to FD.
Yeah, and
You want
I'll
to sit down and then I'll
Bingham's
put shorts
cranking
on
out the affidavit, and I'll meet you over there.
Engine still available, Courtney Campbell Causeway.
you. It's open. Oh.
Yeah, and doesn't. she's gonna be a problem.
Am I a problem?
404.
Now?
404.
Did I advise that 49's got one in custody here? Yeah.
All right, dear, step in.
We have a PT.
Step in. I'll put the air on for you, okay?
Affirmative.
Got nothing in you?
There's literally nothing. He's just trying to be on a power trip.
Okay. Yep, that's what we do.
There's no stops to be.
I have your phone in your shoes for you.
Do you?
Huh?
Do you?
Yeah.
It's so stupid that I'm going to jail for a
I
white
didn't
claw.
arrest you, did I?
No, it
Okay.
doesn't matter. I'm going to jail for a white claw.
Okay. She's probably going to jail for the white claw, too.
Yeah, I feel bad for her too.
You'll be out before I even get off work. Think about it.
Who do you think is going to pay my bail? Because I don't
It's
have
an
anyone
ordinance
to pay
violation.
it.
It's not a misdemeanor.
You could literally give me $200.
I can't. Did I arrest you? No. My boss did. Okay? You'll be out.
This is so fucking stupid.
Here.
I don't have the
Let's
money to
stand
get
it.
me out, by
That's
the way.
cool. Stand in the shade so your feet don't go. There
It
you
doesn't
go.
matter. Just let me die right here.
Okay.
I hope you guys feel like you're really big because you did this.
Hey. I always like
You're
getting
really big.
top beaters.
You're really big.
Okay.
I'm such a beater. Like, you couldn't take me.
I said you beat a cop to the ground, so I'm gonna hold on to you a little bit tighter.
No, I
okay?
had 2 people beat me into the ground.
Story's changing.
Sweet, thanks, man.
Okay, whatever you want to interpret is fine.
Not back from it. We're on board. Okay.
I'm not a cop beater. I have friends who are cops.
I know you have a friend who is a cop here.
Hey, Clearwater, actually, Sam.
I don't know anybody by the name of Sam
Okay,
that works here.
it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
No, it doesn't.
I hope you feel really big about yourself.
Yes.
I'm going to jail over a white claw.
It was on my line. It was on my call.
Whatever it was. Whatever it was.
No.
Like chicken wings.
How's the traffic getting out here? Terrible?
Terrible.
As the night goes on, I'm sure we'll try to get them closer to the grade if we can. These just all happen to come out one after the other real quick.
Trying to give him an NTA.
Easier access.
Her arms gotta go through. Go to the front. Right?
What, because I'm dangerous? You're giving me a holster?
No, it's actually more comfortable. So they're not behind your back. Stop.
Oh, you stop.
I'm not even
You
the one
drink
that
a
arrested
beer on the beach and you get arrested and you see
Go to
what
a
it
city
feels
that
like.
allows it, like Treasure Island. You can drink on the beach in Treasure Island, but not Clearwater.
At the time of this analysis, the outcome of any criminal proceedings arising from this arrest remains unknown. Based on applicable law, charges most likely include Florida Statute Section 856.011, open container, and potentially Section 843.02, resisting without violence. Open container charges in Florida at this level routinely resolve through diversion, fine, or dismissal at first appearance. A Section 843.02 charge, if filed, would depend on prosecutorial assessment of the resistance observed. The arresting officer receives a C+. Probable cause for the open container violation was established. Use of force remained proportionate throughout. Composure was maintained when subjected to prolonged verbal provocation, correctly deferring to First Amendment protections. However, the demand for a Social Security number lacked clear statutory authority and was the proximate cause of the identification impasse that led to arrest. De-escalation options were not fully exhausted before proceeding to custodial arrest for a minor misdemeanor. The discretionary choice to arrest, while legally permissible, was not the only legally available option. The subject receives a B. Her refusal to provide a Social Security number was constitutionally grounded in Fifth Amendment protections and the Privacy Act of 1974. Her verbal criticism of officers fell squarely within First Amendment protections established in City of Houston v. Hill. She demonstrated substantive awareness of jurisdictional law. The single deduction, the brief physical resistance during handcuffing, created unnecessary legal exposure under Florida Statute Section 843.02 and elevated a citable offense into an arrest scenario. Compliance at that moment, while exercising all verbal rights, would have been both legally safer and tactically superior. 3 practical takeaways from this encounter. First, in a non-stop and identify state like Florida, citizens are not broadly obligated to provide identification absent specific statutory triggers. Know the distinction. Second, a Social Security number is not standard identifying information for a misdemeanor citation. Refusal is a recognized right. Third, verbal assertion of rights and physical resistance are treated categorically differently under law. Protecting the first while avoiding the second is the clearest path to preserving legal position and minimizing exposure in any enforcement encounter. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for even more police interaction and courtroom content.